Hi, welcome to the Author Acceleration Academy YouTube channel. My name is Krista Dunk, and I lead 100X Publishing and, as you might have guessed, the Author Acceleration Academy. And this is the next video in the Broken Chapters author interview series. And today we have Broken Chapters Chapter 18 author with us, all the way from Australia, Jenny Swart. Welcome, Jenny.
Hi, Krista. Thanks so much for having me.
I'm so glad you're here.
To be here.
Yes, I am glad you are here too. And I'm glad that you are part of Broken Chapters, because you are someone who has natural writing ability. Like you're like naturally kind of gifted at writing. And I was just talking with somebody earlier today about how I feel like writing for people either it's an anointing, or it's a gifting, it's a talent for some people, and then others just have to work at it, develop the skill of it, which either one is great. And I just feel like you're someone who is just naturally, just the way that you say things it's very, very nice, actually.
Oh, thank you for saying that. That's very encouraging.
And I know you are part of my author community, and you are writing books and all kinds of amazing things that you're working on, and we will talk about that as we get to the end. But if you don't mind, I would love to read a little bit of your bio as we get started.
Sure.
Okay, so Jenny Swart, author, artist, wife, friend. And as I mentioned, Jenny lives on the eastern side of Australia with her husband, Michael. You had a long season where you felt stuck. And, as many of us in life can attest to, we have these seasons of feeling stuck. And Jenny says you felt like life was passing you by, and you were in captive to the emotional entanglement of destructive events of your past. And journaling and different things that you've done have really helped to change your mindset, change your heart, break free of some things. And yeah, I think art, you would probably say that art has been a big part of that transformation as well. And I know you have a lot of wisdom to share when it comes to creativity and art for people to really use that in their healing journeys. And one of the things in your chapter 18, which is called Forgive Yourself and Be Free. One of the things that you talk about in there is it's never too late for a lot of things in life. It's never too late to forgive yourself. It's never too late to take action on your dreams, and to find emotional healing and inner healing where you might need it. And so if you would just take a couple minutes, I would love to hear why you decided to write a chapter in Broken Chapters, and just a little bit about your story that's in there for some of the people who have maybe never read this before, Broken Chapters. So yeah, if you would give us a little background about why you wanted to participate in this book project and what your chapter is about.
Sure. Thanks, Krista. I have been on a healing journey for a number of years now, but it all started actually when I read a book just like this one. My mum suggested it, and she said, oh, there might be a chapter in there that's triggering for you. And it did, but it triggered me to action. And so that's the reason why I wanted to share my story. I was happy hiding, actually. I didn't want to talk about the trauma of my past. And I wanted to write the story because I wanted to help people But I didn't want to write the story because that is just too much exposure.
Right.
And yeah, my story is about rape and abortion. And so that's not a topic that you talk about over the dinner table normally.
Yeah.
And it's not a topic that actually is comfortable to speak about openly in groups. So I did want to talk about my struggle with shame and hiding, and how art helped me get through those things, but also counseling and therapy did as well as the Word of God, of course. So all of those things together helped me overcome and change my mindset. And as the heading, the title suggests, the biggest thing I had to overcome was forgiving myself. That was huge because I wouldn't allow myself to forgive myself. I walked around with that cloak of shame and guilt far too long. I'm 61 years old now, and this actually happened to me before I was 20. That's a long time to walk around with just debilitating ways of thinking in your head. And so instead of cursing myself and thinking, oh, you've squandered your life with all of these negative thoughts, no, I just think, start from now. Today is a new day. Start now. We can change things that aren't right in our thinking today and just move forward. I can't change the past. I can change the narrative in my head about the past. I can get healing in my heart for the wounds that I was inflicted with and that I put on myself by the choices I made. And but I can look to a future of hope because God forgives everything. You know, He is just so big. We fail to grasp that sometimes. He died for the sins of the world. That includes mine.
Yeah.
It includes those who are listening. Nothing is too big for the Lord. Nothing is too big. And we are not, when we get to the later stages of our lives, we're not too old to deal with stuff that we feel is holding us back. You can do it. I've done it. It's not easy. It's quite challenging, actually, but the Lord walks through things with you. And so I wanted to write the story to encourage people. And I wrote it in a way that I guess helped understand what I was going through internally, because I didn't go into the details of what happened, but it was my internal struggle of getting over it. And I thought that might just help someone who reads it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that they have to go and write their own book now or a chapter. They don't have to be that vulnerable. But talking to someone, sharing your story with trusted people, trusted group is important, because the freedom I found after having written the chapter and it being published was incredible. I can't really explain it except that God has done a healing miracle in my heart. I just feel a lot freer than I did previously.
Wow.
Yeah.
You had
Yeah,
to
it is.
release it. It's something about releasing it really did something in your heart.
Yeah, and I think it's coming out of hiding too, Krista. It's not it's being known, allowing yourself to be known, fully known.
Yeah.
It's an incredible thing. Yeah.
That's really good. That's, yeah, all of what you said is really, really good. And you said it's challenging to have to face some of these things, but I'm sure you would say, having kind of walked through those challenges and coming out on the other side, like, it's worth it. It's been worth it.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It sounds weird to say that, but it is.
Yeah. Oh, I can see,
Mm.
because I have known people who have, oh, my writing assistant is here. This is Lovey. Hello, hello, say
Oh,
hello to
very cute.
the and I would say that the people who I've known who have had abortions in the past, they typically were making that decision out of fear, and some people even felt a little kind of forced into it, or whatever the circumstances were, they were making kind of a fear-based decision. And the way that it has impacted them and their life after the fact is something that I don't think is talked about near enough. I think there are
Mm.
millions of women out there who are having a hard time forgiving themselves, and are having to walk through these processes. And so the fact that you are telling your story, I think, is really, really important. I think it's really, really important.
Mm.
So I'm glad that you did. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so now I know that you have it on your heart to help people to walk through difficult things and get unstuck, and possibly use art and creativity to do so. Yeah, tell us more about that.
Mm. Yes, well, I had it on my heart a long time ago, before I actually wrote the chapter, to write another book called something like Creative Awakening. And that was to help people and help myself actually get unstuck, because I have to go through it first, I think. Yeah. So to learn the lessons of what the stuckness comes from. And I've realized that it's not always creative skill or anything like that. Sometimes it's about identity, how I'm thinking about myself, whether I can do something or not, or whether what I'm doing is worthy enough, or just things like that too, or what people might think. So that's a fear of rejection rising up there as well. Perfectionism, all of it comes into the mix. And so I had in mind to try to pull words out of what I was doing in painting, try to describe what was happening within me as I was going through a process of getting through something I found difficult. Now, I'm still working on that. I've written quite a lot. I need to do more painting to pull a book together. So it's nowhere near being published, but it's a project that is on the go. And so it'll be a little bit of maybe perhaps coaching, if you like. I know that I'm not called to counselling. That's been made clear to me. So what I'm doing is the knowledge that I've got through reading and doing different courses, I'm pouring that into my artwork and how I can help draw out the lessons of overcoming creative stuckness for just helping other people. And of course, there's the resistance side of things as well. When you just don't feel like doing something, and the procrastination that's there, and it's all part of the story. So helping people to find out what's actually behind that, But instead of me doing it through any face-to-face courses, I just feel to do this in book form. And I think a course will come out of it eventually. I do have something that I've tried previously, like last year, and it didn't get much traction, but I think that's probably a marketing thing. I need to learn how to market properly. But it was along the lines of what I'm talking as well. So it helps people just connect with their creativity and what they like, and just to have a bit of peace as well in their busy lives. So that's what I'm working on at the moment.
That sounds amazing. People definitely need some peace in daily life these days. And yeah, creativity. I feel like by presenting what you want people to get out of this, like, okay, my mind is like, with all these questions. So I think the way that you want to help people, like the method that you're using, is just creativity and helping them explore their creativity and using that to get unstuck in places in their mind and soul and things. That is pretty genius, because I feel like sometimes people are stuck and they've talked to a lot of people, they've read a lot of books, they've taken the class, they whatever it might be, and it doesn't seem like that's the approach that's really working for them. But maybe this way is kind of gets past some walls, or gets past some filters that people may be subconsciously putting up, and that this could possibly be the way that really does end up helping them get a breakthrough. That's my thought. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree, because in my chapter, actually, I wrote about the fact that I used art during a counseling session to just get out of myself the things that were just, I couldn't find words for. They were too deep, or they were just too painful, or I couldn't find words for them. So I went to grabbed the paintbrush, and it was abstract that I ended up painting, but I was expressing my feelings. I was expressing the torment or torture that I felt inside, and it's only for my eyes. I'm not showing anybody this, and that's what I'm hoping to get across in my book too. Nobody has to see this. It's like a journal or a diary. You don't have to show anybody. This is just a part that helps you express what's inside. And it's actually a journey with God, because he can come in and do things that just, say, talk therapy can't do. Yeah.
Wow. So I like how you said it's a way of expression, because if you've been someone who's like had something bottled up for a long time, or something that's been stuffed down for so long, trying to even figure out how to express that would be very difficult, because it's been something that you've repressed for so long. It's been there for so long. Like you said, you couldn't even find the words to express, but you needed a different outlet.
And so this is actually a really very intimate journey with God. It's like prayer. Yeah. It's like intercession. And it's worship as well. And it's all of those things. And so it's what I'm wanting to do is be a guide in a sense, to show people how they might start, because sometimes it's difficult to know how to start. Maybe explain a bit of the process, and then ask them to sit with the Lord, go through it, and listen to what he's saying to you.
Wow. And
Yeah.
you might have to open some doors that haven't been opened for a long time.
Mm. But if people need to connect with others to get past a particularly difficult spot, then I suggest that they seek out counselling, they seek out a prayer minister, they seek out whatever it is that they need to get, because I'm not that person.
Yeah.
I can show them how to connect with the Lord through creativity, but I can't take them through heart healing.
Yeah.
Apart from what I'm doing creatively.
Right. That makes sense to me. Yeah. And just connect them up with some maybe inner healing ministry people that you know and trust or something like that. I love that. I like how you say you're the guide. I'm the guide.
Yeah. That's what I feel my part is. Can't be everything. So that's my part.
Right. No, I love that. I think I could see that. Yeah. Oh, this is wonderful. I just appreciate just the honesty and the transparency and your gentle spirit that you have. And it's really good. So I have a feeling people are going to watch this interview with you and be like, I like this Jenny lady. I want to know more about what she's doing. And so if there are people who are watching this, how can they connect with you more? And when do you think your book is going to be out? That's kind of a second question.
Yeah. I am still working on my website. The details are in the Broken Chapters book. But I did take out a Gmail account if people wanted to get in touch with me before that's done. So it is artasselfcare@google.com. So there's no dash or anything in that one. But when I get the website up and running, it will be artasself-care.com. So or you can connect with me through my Facebook page. That's another way. The book, I would think maybe next Christmas.
Okay, so sometime in 2024. That's great.
Yeah. There's still quite a lot to do there to bring it all together.
Yeah, there is.
And there's so much other things going on in life, so I don't get to work on it full time. So
right. Okay, so connect with Jenny on Facebook. Maybe send her a little message and a friend request and say, I saw your interview. Just wanted to connect. And then, okay, so art as self-care is it at gmail.com?
Gmail, yes.
Okay, that's your email. Okay, so art as self-care@gmail.com. Great.
That's right.
For now. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. Well, we should wrap this interview up, although I feel like we could just talk on and on for hours, but probably not everybody's going to want to watch us just sit here and talk for hours. But but connect with Jenny if you want to learn more and keep up to date with what she's up to. And definitely, if you haven't already, you can order Broken Chapters on Amazon in Kindle and paperback. And Jenny's chapter is chapter 18. And it is amazing. Forgive yourself and be free. And I appreciate you coming on today, Jenny.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Krista. It's been great.
Yes, it has. Okay. Well, thank you for watching this next episode here of the Broken Chapters author interview series. And we will see you next time with one of our other fantastic authors. So thanks for watching again, and see you next time.